What's good, superstars? Back with another VV video. You got Superstar Joe. You got Superstar Rob in the building. How's it going, Rob?
Pretty good, you?
Man, I have a feeling that they're going to like this one. Guys, if you're new here, do not forget, become a superstar. Smash the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell notification so you know whenever we post some spicy content like we got today on the VV app. Also, if you're a VIP member, thank you so much. If you want to be a VIP member, hit the join button under the video. Get one of these stars next to your name. Access to our drop spreadsheets, price prediction spreadsheets, all that good stuff, and enters you into the giveaway Superstar Utility Program. We're going to be doing hashtag soon, some giveaways to make up for March and also the April, coming to the end of April. Maybe we just put them both together and do iron it out that way. I think that might be what we do at the end of this month.
Yeah.
Follow us on X. Follow us on Instagram. Join the Discord. Join the Discord. Lots of utility in the Discord, but also lots of different communities for you to learn about other projects, about veve, about what people think about upcoming drops, all that good stuff in the Discord. It's continuously growing. I think Rob, you quoted 375 in there yesterday.
Yeah, was it 370? I already forget. It was 375, but like it's crazy how the Discord has grown. Thank you guys, Superstar Nation. And I really recommend if you haven't joined the Discord, I know Discord sometimes is difficult for people to figure out. But think of it like a WhatsApp, but you have the ability to access the entire Superstar Nation whenever you want, 24/7. I mean, it's global, right? So if maybe you live in the UK and you're sleeping right now, but when you're awake and North America is sleeping, you can go on and you can find somebody who's willing to chat to you about your favorite project. So make sure you guys join.
Yep. Okay. Pulling over to Twitter. We have a little bit of Twitter news we want to talk about. Shout out to Mintalysis. They've been building this for a long time. You got Omi the Clown LK. You've got Rootless Girl, Veve Fox, and you have Omi Daily Burn. Three of the brightest minds in the space put together an epic platform that is going to be coming out next month, I believe. So very, very cool. And on top of that, exciting news this Earth Day, Mintalysis has been awarded the Bronze Award for Ecology HQ for our commitment to the planet. So they're not even launched yet and they're getting awards. What's going to happen when they actually launch?
I don't even know how they pulled this one off. They got an award, they're not even launched, but they definitely are going to build something special. Veve Fox has already done an amazing job providing all sorts of data for the community to look through to make their own kind of decisions on what they believe the data means. Because remember, data is you can interpret data differently, but she does a really good job of providing us with the data so we can take a look at it and come with some conclusions. And don't forget Omi the Clown, LK there. He does a really good job as well. He put together some amazing websites in the past, and with partnering with Omi Daily Burn, he's just another amazing community member helping people out constantly. The three of them are for sure going to get something special, and we are excited to use their platform.
Yep. I love that they're part of the community. That's the best part. Is that they're part of the community, making something for the community. They know what the community wants because they engage all the time with them. So very cool to see. McFarland. Where is this announcement? We've been waiting to give away an Allow List 1 spot in collaboration with you guys. Thank you so much for allowing the channel to do that. But this stream looks like it's going to be tomorrow now, where we'll be giving away an Allow List 1. Only 25 people have this Allow List. It brings down the value or the price of the drop substantially to $15 US. And also whatever the utility is, it's the first time that McFarland is doing this digital first utility. We're going to learn a little bit more about it. We don't know when yet, but we hope that tomorrow this live stream is going to happen. Whenever we get confirmation and we get that information, we will announce the live stream on our Twitter, make it official, and we'll let you guys know as well on the Discord.
McFarland was kind enough to give us this extra Allow List for our channel. But their only wish is that we do it after the announcement. So when they announce, we're going to definitely do this live stream and give it away to somebody. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. I see you guys on the McFarland Discord talking about it. But we have to wait until the official news is announced. And you better believe we're going to be giving away that Allow List for one of you and get that wallet number. Because once you win it, give us that wallet number because we're not going to have a lot of time to get it over to Joel over there. So you guys can get entered.
And you can't be in the top 25 already, all right? It's only for people who aren't in there. But this Flash collectible looks pretty clean. I can't wait to see if there's variants or any of that stuff. Shout out to Comments in Crypto. They're going to have an interview with Will on the channel on the 22nd.
Nice.
Oh, this was today. So this already happened? I got to go check it out. I didn't watch this yet. But yeah, NASCAR and Cryptos they're talking about that collaboration. And I didn't realize this was today. They posted it 2 days ago.
I didn't even know this
must be the wrong date.
I didn't even know this was happening. Oh, Wednesday. That's April 23rd.
So the date is
April 24th. Sorry, April 24th.
Yeah.
So I didn't even know this was happening, but I love to see Comments and Cryptos bringing them onto the channel, get the word out. Will is an amazing guy, an amazing CEO, and an amazing community member. Speaking of community members, he's all over the community constantly. Like I've never seen someone like him just anybody can ask, hey, do you want to come on my channel and talk about your project? Yeah, sure, no problem. He doesn't pick and choose favorites. He actually does. Anybody who wants to get his attention, to talk to him about the project, he's willing to come and get the word out. So shout out to Will.
And it seems he's been pretty busy over the last couple of weeks. We have not heard personally from him on any of these spaces or YouTube videos since the announcement of Marketplace coming in June and a bunch of these other announcements. So it'll be really cool to hear his thoughts and see any updates that come from that. So definitely check this out on the 24th of April, which is going to be Wednesday this week.
Right.
Pinnacle, they dropped a pretty clean collection here. You got Boba Fett there, I think, is the highlight of the drop. He's even got the boosters going. So really cool. You got Sand Person and you got Fennec Shand on here as well. So Rob, what do you think of these? You're the Star Wars expert in our channel, at least.
Well, they're pretty cool. I mean, I'm very far from a Star Wars expert. Boba Fett's obviously a great character. Everyone loves Boba Fett. With that being said, we would like to hear more about the Disney Pinnacle project. We have never spoken to the team about it. They are expert stealth operators. Okay, they work in the shadows, just like Boba Fett. All right, they take the back route. No one's heard from them or seen from them, but we know that they're trying to build a really cool platform. And if you use the history of everything else they built, we know it's going to be successful as well. So pretty cool pins. We've kind of stopped going for pins because we were really just interested in that first wave. But now that there's been so many more waves, we kind of backed off a bit. And Diamond's always involved, no matter what.
You got to definitely check him out on his little website there. He's got all the data, everything. If you're a numbers person, Diamond NFL on Twitter, go check out his dashboard and on Flipside Crypto, and you will not be disappointed. But I'm liking that they're coming back out with the single character poses. None of this theme stuff. At least if you're going to do that, sprinkle in, but don't make it the entire app, because I feel like they lost a lot of interest when they did that. But this is starting to look more in line of what I like. So very happy to see this one coming out. And hopefully this means that we're going to start to see a little bit more, like you said, interaction from the Pinnacle team. We will continue to watch and see. Flow, happy Earth Day at Flow. We're proud to be the greenest blockchain. I did not know that, so I retweeted that. And very cool to hear that the space is starting to look out for Mother Earth. And I mean, a lot of people have the wrong idea about blockchain technology. And I know, I believe even veve has low emission and all that stuff. So a lot of these projects are healthy, or not healthy, but beneficial for the earth compared to a lot of things that we do on a daily basis, right?
What we should mention, though, which is interesting about Flow, is that it's an actual blockchain. I'm pretty sure it's a layer 1 solution, as we say, right? So you have all these other platforms that are using layer 2 solutions in order to be energy efficient. But Flow itself was built from scratch for scalability. It was built because we know the guys at Flow are literally invented the word NFT, right? They are very, very familiar with the needs of the consumer. And if you remember back in like 2017, 2018, the energy efficiency of Bitcoin was a big deal. Like a lot of people were talking about how it's bad for the environment. People didn't want to support it because of all the mining and the energy that it required. So Flow built a blockchain from the onset that was going to be efficient just so that they can scale and not have that concern. So big shout out to Flow and all the projects that use it.
Big benefit of being one of the first in the space. I mean, you said it there. I mean, Dapper Labs inventing the word NFT, able to create something that they thought, and because of their feedback, because they got the earliest feedback, they're able to create a blockchain that does just that. So really, really love Flow. Love the team over there. Obviously, we've met El Dumbo, who's a big part of their community, and just love learning more every day about them. And again, we have to announce, major announcement. If you have a Gold Dragon, if you have a Starboy, or if you burn Omi, there are ways to get into this giveaway. I mean, you don't have to hold a Starboy or a Gold Dragon. You can just burn Omi and get into this giveaway, which is going to be a 7-night stay at Disney's Old Key West. Shout out to the Gold Dragon Club for donating the prize to this giveaway. There are different ways to do it. If you're going to go the burn Omi route, make sure that you reach out to us or Omi Daily Burn before you do anything, because you need to make sure that you do it correctly. And we want to make sure that nobody's copy and pasting your wallet from Muta Scan and all that good stuff. But very, very generous prize. And again, just blowing it out of the water. I mean, Gold Dragon on veve is, I believe, the most utility collectible there is. Like, that's the highest level of utility you can get, because they just keep bringing it on top of staking and Omi rewards and all of this good stuff. Gold Dragon Club it should be like everybody should be looking at Gold Dragon Club and trying to replicate what they're doing because they're doing great things.
Well, what I don't understand is that there's all this chatter about different collectibles, but you don't hear people that often talking about the Gold Dragon Club. They may be the #1 collectible right now on veve, just because it provides pretty much the only utility. Someone could argue, well, I get MCP points. That's fine, but you can't really do much with those MCP points. The Gold Dragon Club is actually giving tangible, meaningful utility. And this is just one of them. Like this chance to win a $7,000 vacation is just one of them. They do OMI dividends, which is pretty interesting as well. They've done other type of giveaways in the past as well that were high value. So Gold Dragon Club, at least you're buying something, you're getting a chance. They're leveraging ownership properly so that they can use NFT technology the way it's meant to be, verify ownership. So there's some kind of either reward or some kind of utility, right? So big shout out to Gold Dragon Club. I honestly, if you're watching this and you're somebody who has a platform of any kind, whether it's on Twitter or X, YouTube, it doesn't matter where your platform is, you're into veve, you should really be talking about the Gold Dragon Club and giving these guys shout outs all the time because what they're doing is amazing.
Yeah, and it's gonna be something. If people learn, how did you get this trip? Like you're on vacation, how'd you win this trip? Oh, I own this NFT and that's how I got it. That's a little bit mind-blowing for the regular person, right? So I think that's something that they hope will catch on, and we hope will catch on with everybody else. It doesn't have to be $7,000 vacations that people are giving away or doing that type of stuff, but utility, leading us into the title of the video, the death of the first appearance. I mean, Millie, I know you're not going to retweet this one, but we're going to go get right into it. And we're going to talk about it. The death of the first appearance. Rob, what have we been seeing over the last 3 years when it comes to these collectibles? I mean, we hear it all the time. First appearance of this character, it's huge. But yet, even though we see this first appearance, they all seem to follow the same patterns. Maybe you should pull up a couple of charts. We can talk about the fundamentals and the actual technical analysis, but then maybe we can get into further detail and understanding, because I know I already can see the comments now. Well, I'm holding it for the next 10 years. I'm holding it for the next 20 years. I think we need to kind of hit our point home. If you guys already don't know what we believe in this space, but I want to see some of these charts.
We've already talked about this in the past, I think, on numerous videos. I even did a video alluding to this yesterday, but I'm done buying NFTs unless they have this one thing, which, the answer was utility, right? And then we're going to talk about FAs, because FAs was up in the comment section is always the one thing. It's like, well, it's the first appearance of this collectible in this digital format. It's officially licensed, and therefore it should do very, very well in the future. That's the speculation. Nothing's guaranteed. So we take a look at the partner statue. Partner statue is probably one of the most sought after collectibles on veve. It is the first appearance on veve, and many would argue on the blockchain, right, of Walt and Mickey together. This is the famous partner statue that you see at the Disney park. But we go back to the NFT craze where it blew up to insane prices. I think it was 40 grand, 50 grand at one point. We continue to see the continuous downtrend in pricing. And actually at this moment right now, it's sitting at $18.99. The all-time floor price was $17.50. So it's not that far off its all-time low, despite being an FA. And you would think as more time goes on, back in the day, we had the bull market, we went into a bear market, but is the bear market really still there? Is it really this thick bear market to this day? I don't think so. I think the macros have recovered in many ways. You saw that meme coin craze happening. Obviously, Bitcoin took its run and all that. But it's not just with the partner statue. Remember Todd. Todd, if anything, could be called not just the FA of Batman, but it's also the first collectible on veve itself. So this almost is a double FA. And a lot of people like this one as well. But take a look at the price. It's a 615 floor. Had an all-time low of 469, and we see the same pattern. No real price recovery, continuous downtrend in price, sitting close to its all-time floor. And here's another one: the most stable comic on veve. The price has been very stable for a long time, but even this wasn't able to avoid the eventual decline. 214 floor price, all-time low 199. This one's a little bit newer, but you can see you have that downtrend line. One thing I want to mention, Joe, is that the veve market at the end is actually deflationary, because every time you buy and sell a collectible in the secondary market, you will be paying fees. Most of these fees are 8.5%. I think Todd's the only one that's at 2.5% of the examples that we showed. Those fees slowly erode money from the pot unless people continuously add more. It gets to a point, though, where why would you add more? Are you going to still be adding more money to buy these collectibles if they can't do anything for you? Do you have that much conviction that just because this is an F8 on veve, people are going to care in the future. You know who talked about this? Actually, this has been talked about by many different celebrities in the space. But one question was blockchain. Are people going to care about blockchains that don't matter in the future? I think it was Alex Taub, Goblin Town creator, that talked about this. Right? Like, if it's on a blockchain that nobody cares about, but it's the first time it's on that blockchain, but in the future that blockchain is not really relevant. Are people really going to care? Like having the first Nokia phone, or are they going to want the first Apple phone, which is the one that everybody uses? So it is a very, very complicated analysis. And you have to keep in mind, it's really just speculation. There's no guarantees. Go ahead, Joe.
I just want to say one thing to that point is that we're all worried about what's first on blockchain, what's first on ledger somewhere that people can read and go and check out the stats and do all this. Yet we have completely swapped how we're advertising these things from NFTs to digital collectibles. So we're preparing the future to not even care about looking at the blockchain. Let's keep that in mind. This is something that we are preparing the future for, not to even look at when this was the first time. If it was that, like, it's being molded so that people buy this thinking digital collectible. But in terms of dates, timestamps, minting, all that stuff, they're trying to push that aside. Like, all these platforms are trying to be digital collectibles. They want it to be mainstream. So for me, I'm not totally convinced that first on blockchain is going to ever matter at all. Like you said, how do we know which blockchain is going to be the winner in the future? How do we know which is going to be the most interoperable? And at the end of the day, I do not think that it is decided yet where the most attention will be when it comes to platforms. I think the platform that takes in the most users is going to be the one that succeeds and has the most success for their oldest collectibles, their oldest collections. So I think that hasn't been seen yet because nobody has built out their complete product yet, or at least not even 90% of it, right? We don't have the Veveverse. We don't have marketplaces for cryptoids. We don't have some utility for McFarland. There's a bunch of different things that have not been built out. Once it's all said and done, if a platform is able to bring the masses to these collectibles, and if they're all marketing it as this is the only one that actually is marketing as NFTs, I think it would be like a McFarland, because they make you pay with Matic, they make you use crypto, buy and sell. You got to learn how to use wallets and all that stuff over there. But everything else, kind of taking that off the table. So, I mean, if somebody's coming in, oh, I'm buying something on this website, Web2 like website, what do they care if it's on the blockchain? What do they care if it's first on the block? They don't care. They're going to care it was first on that platform. So that platform has to win in order for it to be something that matters to a lot more people. And when it comes to like partner statue and Todd that you showed earlier, I like the example that you gave, because that the price, it still goes down. Yet a lot of the people who were buying into these collectibles have left. A lot of people have left. Some people have these things still in their wallets. They probably haven't been on the app in a couple of years. So now we're dealing with less people and probably less of a total supply that is circulating or even available to be circulating, yet the price still capitulates. So why is that happening? It's because there's faith being lost, I feel like, overall in this market. First of all, when it comes to digital collecting, I think that there hasn't been a use case, like you said, utility, where there's no utility. What the heck am I holding? I'm holding this. I love it. How many times am I going to project this in AR and take pictures with it? I mean, I need more. I need something to tell me I'm holding this for this reason, and not just to be able to buy other things. Like, that's something all platforms need to learn about. So I think that obviously the price capitulation, I think, has to do a lot with how holders have been rewarded or not been rewarded, because I feel like there hasn't been rewarding for people who've been holding these things for multiple years. And if there's no reason to hold, why are we going to hold?
First thing I want to just jump in there. There was another celebrity I forgot about, Gary Vee, who's also very, very familiar with the VV market. And he talked at length about how unsure he also is about being first on blockchain, being relevant in the future. So I just think it's a risk item. Like, if you're buying and investing your money, like, people are treating this as an investor. I know some of you are saying you're collectors at heart, but really many of you are investors at heart. You're doing this for the flip. You're doing this for the one-day price appreciation. And if you're doing this and you're saying, for sure, this is in the bag, I'm going to guarantee be winning on first in blockchain, you just have to understand that it's still a very speculative purchase. And you know, there's Gary Vee spoke to this as well. And he's actually in the game and he understands the game. And then continuing on that, Joe, like, utility could eventually maybe come. And partner statue is one of those collectibles where there's a lot of speculation about utility that may come. People talked about Club 33. whatever from Disney. I am not as convinced that that Disney will ever offer utility for this collectible. I think that Disney is very careful about changing the value of their collectibles after the fact. Alex at veve has talked about how utility must be told up front because now there's a marketplace, right? It really opens up the door here. Some veve employees figure out that there's utility coming to these non-regulated NFTs. So I think Disney's going to be very, very careful about providing themselves utility. The community can do it, no problem. I just don't know if the licensor is going to be willing to do it after the fact, especially one like Disney, who's already made their money on this, and they could just make another partner statue tomorrow, and it won't be FA. It'll be worth more than this, and they could give that one utility. It'll be worth 10 times the amount of this one. Like, you see what I'm trying to say? You could speculate that in the future, the Disneyverse, that whole partnership with Epic, and they're going to have their own metaverse. And we could speculate till you're blue in the face that since this is all Unity based, you're going to be able to bring your stuff over there and get all kinds of utility. But that's all it is at this point. It's just speculation. So we have to take it for what it is and just accept that these ones here may not actually ever have utility in the future. The veveverse is one option to give it some utility, but based on what we've seen right now, it's a little bit different from what they originally sold in the white pages. It seems more like a showroom rather than a fully gamified universe, although I think they want to work towards that. But who knows when that's going to be. So again, I mean, I'm not buying based on FAs. That's for sure. I'm buying based on utility. And I said this in my video yesterday that I'm buying based on utility because at least I'm getting something for what I buy. Okay, I buy something, whatever digital toy I'll call it that I buy. At least maybe I can play a game with it. And at least if I care about value, at least there's value in what you can do with it. This can be projected in AR, yes, through the veve app and hopefully integrate into the Vision Pro. I just don't know if that's going to be enough when you're going to also be able to get 10 of these that look identical or maybe even better quality that you could also do that with. Even if it's not blockchain based, people are still going to use it and have fun with it. So I don't know if you necessarily need that ownership in order to have that blockchain verification, unless you have more utility than simply just projecting into a space.
Yeah, and we always have to remember that first appearances of these characters are actually the first appearances of the characters. So when it comes to a Spider-Man, you brought up AF-15 NFT digital variant. That's not the first ever appearance of Spider-Man. The first ever appearance of Spider-Man is in the comic book format, which is physical, and that will always be the first ever appearance. We've done videos on that in the past as well. So I think we got to keep that in mind because there is a market for that original piece that may never, ever come into digital and may never, ever seek after this because they want the first ever. They don't care about the first NFT, just like they might not care about the first lunchbox with Spider-Man on it, or they might not care about the first baseball cap that had a Spider-Man logo on it. They just want the first ever appearance. And that's why it's important to start to pay attention to NFT IPs that are becoming the first in the space. One of them you talked about in yesterday's video, Pudgy Penguins, doing a great job developing that IP because look at this chart, complete opposite, right? Complete reverse direction. And it's because they're creating their own IP, they're bringing utility to that IP, and they're making their own brand. And the first ever Pudgy Penguins, believe it or not, are from NFT technology, blockchain, that you cannot find them somewhere else previously. So if people want to get the first ever, they got to go to this collection and they got to pick one up.
Yeah, the format, right? Are people going to really care about Spider-Man in the digital format when he's already been seen in the movies? He's already been seen in the comic books. That was the real time he ever existed in the comic books. So that's another consideration about the FAs. And I did talk about Pudgy Penguins yesterday just because they found utility on top of that. So they are their own IP, so they're not constrained by licensors in terms of what they can do for utility. They have they had yacht parties that you can get verified that you own the NFT. You can get entered into these yacht parties, mansion parties, but then they went a step further. Then they had physical toys that you get royalties on sales if it's your Pudgy. And that's in Toys R Us and Walmart today. You can go and buy it today. They have that website where you can play games on it as well. So there's a lot of really cool projects out there that are trying to use NFT technology in a more meaningful way. I think that every project has a chance of doing that. I think that we did use these examples. Full disclosure, I do own an Amazing Fantasy 15. So does Joe. We do not own, I don't think you do, Joe. We don't own Todd or partner statue, nor do we plan on buying them. Yeah, if the price goes down, we're still not buying them. So, like at this point, we don't know what the future is going to hold. There's random opportunities happen. There's meme coins with zero utility that pump 700% and then go to zero, right? So like things happen, randomness happens, manipulation of the market happens. So this doesn't
smaller the edition size. It's obvious. Like Miles Morales FA 250 editions, anything can happen there. I mean, these logos, anything could happen under 500 editions. It's the community is still much larger than that. Once if the community was 30 people, it might be a little bit harder, right?
Yeah, and these are really popular FAs, but I think this basically applies to many FAs. The majority of FAs that you see in the NFT space, there's many of them. These are just 3 super popular ones on veve that we presented. But if you look around the space, most FAs are probably not going to have, especially if you're going for value and collectorship of that value, so that you can be an investor at heart and maybe flip it in the future. I wouldn't be so hot on that personally, because it's purely speculation. And if you understand it's speculation and you understand that it's not a guarantee, and I mean, I think most people do understand that, then you won't get upset at this video because you're speculating anyway, so there's nothing to be mad about, right? So anyways, guys, let us know your thoughts below. Do you guys believe in FAs? Do you guys think FAs are gonna inevitably do extremely well with the lack of any utility, or do you believe that FAs are basically it's over, they're dead in that sense, and that ultimately only utility will drive value in the NFT space? Guys, let us know your thoughts below if you haven't already. Don't forget, become a superstar, smash subscribe, enjoy this fan, hit the bell notification once you get every single video every single day. Also, to our VIPs, tune in on the start of your name, answer spreadsheets, giveaways. Guys, thank you so much. Take care. See you next one. Bye bye.